Welcome to the show, everybody. We're a little early tonight. I got a grandson baseball game to go to. If you've been following anything on my social medias, you know that soccer and baseball have been a big deal lately for us in this family. And so, but we're ready to talk a little Wisconsin football tonight, a little bit of a preview. Good news is Gornowski has a better chance to play than he's not, but we'll find out on game day. All right. As usual, well, first of all, let me do the thing, my spiel first. I want you guys to hit that subscribe button. Smash it hard. All right. Then like us. Hit the like button too. All of that's right there in front of you if you're watching me. So just go ahead and hit it. Okay. And then share it. Share it. Oh, and you can leave comments too. And you can leave comments live if you're not live yet. A little early for everybody. They must still be at work. Nobody's here yet. But, okay. Calvin's going to start us off with two things. The latest news, he's going to talk a little bit about Kirk Ferentz's presser. He has that down and ingrained in his head. And he also wants you to make sure you support the Swarm because the Swarm needs your money and your donations. All right, Kelvin. Oh, and you see Jason over there. Jason's returning to the show full time in case you guys weren't aware of that. Good news. Thank you, Jason. We missed you.
Yep. Maybe I'll groom myself one of these times.
Oh, you look good, buddy. We like you the way you are. You are who you are. Hey, and Paul is missing tonight. We weren't able because we were going on early. Paul's not even off work yet, but we're hoping that maybe he has to go home and fix supper. So we're hoping that maybe he sneaks in before the show's over. At least to say hi.
I hope ice hasn't grabbed him.
Why, the ice in Jacksonville lately?
I don't know. That was a joke. A non-political joke, okay? People,
alrighty.
Give me a break.
Alrighty. So, okay, Calvin, take off with your part.
Okay. The only two news things that I really had on this kind of rushed schedule for a podcast was that Hannah Stolke was named first team preseason All Big Ten. Congratulations to Hannah. And Mr. Sturts, first team All Big Ten preseason. Media days for the women are tomorrow. Watch it on the Big Ten Network all day if you want. And the next day, the men are on. Watch it on the Big Ten Network.
So that's going to be crazy. Are all 18 coaches going tomorrow then?
I presume.
Wow.
If they want to cash their paycheck, I would presume.
That's going to be a rush schedule. But you never learn anything on those pre-media days anyway. But
I think
Hannah Stolke and Callie Fairbach will be the two representatives for the University of Iowa students.
People always put out these talking points, as we move on to Prescott, the Kirk. You said they probably won't learn nothing. It's like I argued with a guy on the On3 thread today. He goes, "Oh, Kirk won't tell you nothing about injuries." And I said, "Well, in my history of listening to coaches, Kirk is the most forthcoming coach on injuries of any coach I've ever seen." And the guy says, "Oh, that ain't true. And lo and behold, 15 minutes before I get on here, here's Chad Listico on his podcast, and he goes, Kirk Ferentz is the most forthcoming coach on injuries I've ever dealt with. He said today that, Gronowski had a knee sprain. He went through the whole injury, and he goes, the MRA cleared him up last week, and then they cleared him for practice, and he practiced today. And then Pieper in his interview goes, well, Gronowski looked good today, which meant, well, he practiced. They didn't run any quarterback runs, Kirk said, which would be stupid, but you want me to go into the press conference, right?
Yeah, I would like you to. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my lead into it.
Okay.
And anyway, pretty much the whole press conference was just about injuries. First of all, Gronk is cleared. Kirk says they're practicing all three quarterbacks. He said the depth chart shows Gronowski number 1 and then a tie at number 2, but Kirk said they just put that tie in there because what if Gronowski doesn't start? That means that, probably Hank would start and Klinski would be number 2. So he put the or in there. Or he said it's a 3-way. This week they're practicing all 3 of them because they don't know, how Gronowski will hold up during the week.
Well,
Nobody
he did
knows.
say, the one thing he did say was, is there a game plan for each different quarterback? Depending on which quarterback, the game plan will switch depending on which quarterback they use.
You gotta have, I'm sure if Hecklinski, who Kirk says he's impressive, he says Hank Brown's impressive. Of course, Gronowski's a proven winner and was playing really good against Indiana. You might have a little different game plan for each one. Hecklinski would probably run some of that slow mesh stuff, I would think. But anyway, Other injuries, was it Jazzy Patterson and who's the other running back that's out?
Washington.
Washington, yeah. I figured.
Can I say something about that?
I figured when Washington ran one play in the game the other day and then left and never came back, I figured he got injured. Go ahead, Dean.
No, I wanted to say something about him being out.
Mm-hmm.
People are thinking that he's like the most productive running back we've had. He is actually the worst. I was looking at the numbers today on our running backs. Let me see if I can find it.
He's probably averaging 1.8 yards a carry or something.
No, he actually has 3.8, but that's the lowest of the top 5 running backs that we're using. Yeah. And Williams is actually the best at 7.2.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway, Moulton's the starter. Xavier Williams is the backup, and right now McNeil is your third string on the depth chart. And then on RVZ is practicing limitedly, and he may play limitedly. Last week he was cleared to actually run, not practice, but run and test out his foot. But, of course, he hasn't been able to run. He's probably out of shape and everything, but he may play a little bit, Then like you said, Harrell is out, definitely out. He hurt his knee in the Indiana game. And so Jaden Montgomery is your starting middle linebacker. And I like him. But I think that's all the injury updates. Everybody else seemed to be where they not a lot of movement in the depth chart otherwise. Lee's still starting cornerback. Offensive line seems to be healthy, which is good. So
I just wish Jaden was a little taller. That's all I wish. I wish he wasn't 5'10". Yeah. But other than that, he looks to be pretty good.
Yeah.
But
do you know how bad not having Harold's going to hurt Saturday? He's our leading tackler on the team.
The linebackers are always the leading tacklers in our defense, though. That's how it's supposed to be. So
yeah, I understand that.
Jaden will be the leading tackler because he's in the middle at linebacker. I mean, that's just how our defense – the defense is set up where the defensive tackles take on all the blocking and the linebackers clean up. So, I mean, I just wish Jaden was a few inches taller at 5'10" middle linebacker, but Zach Thomas did it at the NFL level. So I guess we'll see. Very few linebackers. Nick Bonacani, for you history buffs, was 5'10". So we have had a few 5'10" linebackers, but there's only been a few. So Jaden would be one of the few.
I can't remember the great middle linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams when they won the Super Bowl, but he was a very short guy from like the USFL or something, and Hall of Famer now. But
Nick Bonacani is the only 5'10" middle linebacker Hall of Famer that I'm aware of. But that's possible. Zach Thomas, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame yet. He will be, but he was 5'10".
Yep, out of Texas Tech or someplace.
Yep, so. Out of Texas Tech. Yep, and he coincidentally he also played for the Miami Dolphins, just like Nick Bonacani. So
yeah.
All right, guys, got a question for you. Which quarterback is playing Saturday for Wisconsin? They've started in 5 games. They've started 3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, my guess is they go with last week's starter,
Hunter.
He's looked the best out of all of them. So that'd be my guess.
I don't know.
Which one started the season and is injured?
That's the
O'Neal?
dude from Maryland. No, that's the dude from Maryland.
Billy Edwards.
Yeah, yep. Billy Edwards.
Well, he's the worst quarterback they have on the roster, according to the stats I have here in front of me.
Well, yeah, he only played like a quarter. He's only played like a quarter in the season.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
They're completing almost, for the season, they're completing almost like 68% of their passes and everything. Yeah. They just can't run the ball.
Yeah, Hunter Simmons is completing 66%. O'Neal's 71%, and Edwards completed 44%, but he was only 7 of 16, so that was basically one game, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he was hurt. Like, he got hurt early in the very first game.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to play him again, so some of those incompletions were him trying to come back, and it just didn't work. So, yeah, the other dude is actually the dude that won games, but he was fortunate to play a couple the 2 games they won against low competition. So his 71 completion percentage is a little skewed because he played against teams where his roster was better than.
Now, should we be concerned that their running backs and their receivers have better statistics than our running back and receivers do?
No.
Their running backs are only averaging 3.1 yards a carry. I'm sure they have running backs who have more total yards because they haven't been hurt like our guys, you know.
Okay.
If Xavier Williams or Moulton hadn't got hurt, they'd probably have 600-700 yards by now.
Yeah.
Williams is Lester's favorite kid, and like he said in his post game, or maybe it was his midweek, where he was talking about not having Williams after Patterson went out really hurt the running game because Moulton isn't really an inside runner. Like, they legit all have their own strengths, and Williams and Patterson are the inside guys, and Williams is extremely strong in there.
Yeah.
And he's got good instincts. So, yeah, Williams, I mean, he came out like a bandit. If he doesn't get hurt, he probably has 400 yards rushing.
Okay, I'll go along with that. I'll take that. And 186 yards total with 7.2 rushing. Patterson is our leading rusher at 198 with 5.8, and Moulton 165, 4.7.
See, so you look at the yards per carry, compare that with Wisconsin's. I mean, so when you go off of that, you don't look at the total yards because you can hand a guy a ball, 30 times a game. He's going to have more yards, but is he doing anything when he gets the ball?
Right. Well, I do have all that. Wisconsin and Iowa are number 4 and number 6, I believe, in the nation in stopping the run. Iowa's got 69 yards, and I believe on an average of running, and Wisconsin got like 74 or something like that.
I think it was 75 or something, but
yeah.
But Wisconsin has played Alabama and a couple good teams. So
Wisconsin's defense is better than it was last year by a million.
Mm-hmm.
But their offense is, a little bit worse in a way.
Yeah.
They may be a little better because their offensive line is better, but than it was a year ago. But that's it. Like, they legit don't have. I mean, they're struggling at quarterback. They're struggling at receiver. So having a better O-line is helping out the running game, like you said. But they're still not getting a whole lot out of that. So
yeah, well, they're averaging
their running backs are healthy.
Yeah, they're averaging just 18.6 a game, and I got Iowa's in here. I just better bring it up.
For 34 points a game or 32, right in there. 32.4, I think, is our
29.4 now. Yeah, we dropped because we only scored 15 points. Well, actually 14 points or 13 points against Indiana. So we dropped from 33 down to 29. I have it right here in case anybody wants to see it. As published by the University of Iowa.
I mean, it makes sense if you do the math.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having a 15-point game is going to lower your average when you've only played 5 games. So, yeah, it makes sense that it dropped down a few points.
Yeah. So Iowa's scoring offense is 29th, I believe, in the nation. I can't be right. That can't be right.
Probably 59th or something. But
yeah, there's no way it's 29th.
No,
I'm 29 points per game. This isn't 19.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 65th. I read that backwards. It's 65th.
We're not in the Big 12, so we can't be. we can't be in the top 20 because there's like 14 Big 12 teams in the top 20. Scoring.
Now, despite the fact that I'm a little down on our starting corners, we're holding teams to 184 yards in passing. That's good for 37th. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I don't know how you could be down on the corners. I told you that in the preseason. I don't get it. My biggest fear was the linebackers, and I think I've been proven right in that area.
Yeah, so it's probably the linebackers that I should be worried about, huh?
I'm worried about special teams. We ain't had a good game yet. We'd be undefeated if we had 5 good special teams games this year. So.
Yeah, well, and that goes without saying. And if Gronowski doesn't get hurt, because I'm sure he would have completed a simple screen pass for a touchdown instead of a 4th down that was forced to kick a 42-yard field goal that we missed.
Did you hear Lester? I did watch I didn't see Kirk today, but I did watch Lester in the midweek. So I was really curious what he was going to say about the offense. Did you hear what he said about that play?
I don't remember, but I'm sure I did.
They asked him about why he called the screen pass on 3rd down, before the field goal. And he explained it, which is everything I thought, which is what I was telling people, is that it was supposed to be a safe play, keep the clock going. There's no chance of an interception, really. And he explained all that. Then all of a sudden he's like, man, that was touchdown. He said, then he started explaining about what the defense did. Like the defense blitzed the opposite side of the field. And they legit had 1 guy and 3 Iowa blockers. If he just completes it,
we're going in for a touchdown and the victory.
That's what Lester was saying.
Yeah. I was hearing Lysico on his podcast talk about that, and he says, but he goes, do you actually slide down at the 1-yard line to let the clock run more rather than go in for a touchdown on that play?
Sounds like Chad. Yeah. But anyway.
That would be something Kirk Ferentz would probably be. He'd probably give you a high five for that. Hey, good job. We're down on the 1.
Way to think, man. You got some football smarts.
But having our field goal kicker situation, I'd be like, just score, bud. Just score.
Yeah.
And he's in his mind again. The kicking game, speaking of Kelvin's special teams. he's in his brain again, like he was against Nebraska. Was that 2 years ago, where he missed like 4, and they brought in that other kicker that just barely made it over the bar to win the game? Kickers, man, if something goes wrong in the brain, like if they get anything, just any tweak, something happens, then all of a sudden they just can't. They struggle. Yeah. There is something with Stevens has a hell of a leg.
Yeah,
but you got to be accurate with that leg. I'd rather you max out at 45 yards if you're deadly accurate than having somebody can kick 60. Yeah. But
the other thing too they got to start working on is getting him the ball in the middle of the field if they think they can't make it on third down. Just run it to the middle of the field so he has a straight on shot, because everything he's missed from a far hash mark.
I don't think that's a big deal. The uprights are so freaking wide in college football, you know.
But it depends on
towards the middle of the field of your goalpost, please. But anyway,
he may not be a middle of the field kicker. It depends on the kicker. Some kickers like it on the left hash. Some kickers like it on the right hash. It depends on where Stevens likes it. He may like it where they put it. Maybe he was a left hash kicker, but he just keeps pushing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like even when it was in the middle of the field, he missed an extra point, Dean.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, he missed an extra. So having it in the middle of the field, the extra point was right there in the middle of the field, right there at the 10-yard line.
Well, I hope they sent him to like a psychologist or psychiatrist over the bye week and just had him work through his brain and what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because something's going on again. I mean, this guy is a senior, and this is not something you expect out of your senior kicker. Right. But how about Reese Dakin? Our punter is also struggling. He's only averaging 37 yards a punt this year. I did not know that. I thought he was
that's his net punting.
Okay.
You know, that's where you take the returns off and all that. Okay. And if they go into the end zone, you bring them out to the 20 or whatever. But,
he's struggling as well because he takes such long steps, and for whatever reason this year
they're getting to him.
They're getting to him. He is such a long stride punter, and I think he should back up 2 more yards. That's my personal opinion. Give him a little extra space because he's such a long. But that doesn't mean they're not going to get through. They're getting through. They figured something out in the scheme. They're getting 4 guys in there, and we only have 3 guys to block those 4. So there's something. So there's a lot going. I think he's worried about being blocked. I mean, I think, and he takes such a long, like he said, he's not an athlete. He said he can't run. He admits it. He's not an athlete. And you could tell he's just this big, long stride punter. Right? And if he has to hurry it, maybe he can't. He's not Tory Taylor. I know that's what everybody thought he was going to be better than Tory. He's not. He can't get the ball off very fast. He's one of the slowest kickers in the country. So he's not limber. Like it's odd to see. But I don't know how what the difference is between last year, because I don't think they got to him last year at all.
No. But in my bold prediction in preseason, I said he'd hit plus 50 on punts this year, and I was wrong.
Yeah. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong so far. Maybe he'll average 70 yards a kick the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got 7 games to flip that, right?
Yeah. I'm keeping the faith with the kicker and the punter. You know.
Okay.
You gotta have faith, right, Jason?
Right.
I want to point out that Iowa's defense is holding people to 15.6 points a game. That's tied for 19th. However, Wisconsin's holding people to 19.8 points a game. So they're tough defensively, and we know, they've played 2 teams that are really good.
Yeah, they got 5 300-pounders. I think they signed 4 of them out of the transfer portal up in the defensive line. That helped. And they do have good linebackers and stuff, but
Barry Alvarez probably wasn't paid for all those guys.
I doubt that Barry did out of his own pocket. I know Barry. He's not using his own money. So
yeah, but he's even though he's not associated anymore directly with the university, he's publicly chastised the current coach for not winning. That's why I think bold prediction, guys. If Iowa wins, somebody's out of a job this weekend.
Probably me.
He's not going to be fired.
You don't think so?
They can't. No, they can't afford to fire him.
Oh, you're talking about the coach.
Yeah.
He has $60 million. $60 million they got to come up with.
The guy that paid for the new basketball arena, Mr. Cole, might write out a check. Who knows?
Well, here's something
you're
funny.
Right,
why would the university put out that kind of a money at the beginning of somebody's contract when they never coached at their university before? Let's see what he does.
He was one of the hottest. He was one of the hottest hires at the time.
You give him a 3-year contract. See what he does at the end of the 3rd year. Then you start rolling over his contract.
You wait till Kirk retires, whether it's a year, 3 years, 4 years. We don't know when. You just wait and see what the new coach costs, unless we hire from within. If we try to get Mr. DeBoer or some big highfalutin coach, he's going to couch $10 million a year instead of $7 million a year.
Yeah,
and then there'll be a big buyout. They aren't going to come unless they get a good buyout too.
Dean, they had no choice but to spend the money to get the coach they wanted. Zero coaches, especially playoff coaches, are going to go anywhere without making bank. They had zero shot to land him if they didn't pay him.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of the people that we're going to see on Saturday's game from Wisconsin. Their top 2 running backs are Dylan Jones and Darren Dubree. 4.2 in average, 3.9 average, 222 yards, 166 yards each. So I would expect that those 2 will see the ball the most because when I went down their line, nobody else had any significant carries.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't had any injuries at running back.
Yeah. Passing, we're probably going to see Hunter Simmons at 66%, 1 TD, 247 yards. So he's an efficient passer, obviously.
They've been getting most of their yards throwing the ball.
Well, because they're not getting it running.
They're getting over 200 yards. They're at 1,000 yards, I think, passing, which is 200 yards a game. And that's probably what they're going to have to do against Iowa is throw the ball, I hope. So,
yeah, they've thrown the ball 140 times, got 92 completions and 6 interceptions. O'Neal has the most. He has 5 interceptions.
Well, he's done most of the playing.
Yeah, he's played the most. He's also got their only wins on the season. So
yeah. Okay. The receivers that we can expect, I think the top 3 receivers that we can expect to see are Vinny Anthony 2, Lance Mason, and Jaden Ballard. They have 21, 17, and 7 catches. 258, 207, and 150 yards on their receiving. So I think those are some people to watch out for on that. But I think in order for Iowa to win this game, they're going to have to pass the ball because I think running is going to become an issue.
Yeah.
And I think because of their pass defense isn't as good, I think we can take advantage of that, especially if we've got our Gronowski out there because he has been on fire the last couple games. And I just think, like I said, we would have won that game. I think everybody agrees if Gronowski plays, we would have won, but we can't play the what-if games.
I'm hoping that the Wisconsin quarterback's 2 main receivers he goes to are named Lutmer and Entringer.
That would be nice because honestly, I think we got 2 interceptions on 5 games. I think we need to up that against Wisconsin.
I I don't like to predict anything, but I predict at least 2 interceptions this game. So
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I'm hoping for the same style of defense. I mean, that's when we've gotten our picks off of forcing the quarterback to throw. Our front four is not getting the pressure on the quarterback. They just pick us apart this year. So I'm hoping, because that's why I said preseason, and we finally got to see it the last 2 games, and I'm hoping coach sticks with it. Play man and blitz your butt off.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch these guys doing a lot of blitzing and a lot of rushing on the quarterback. However, what's not fun is them getting their hands on these guys and should tackle them, and these guys making something out of nothing when we should have nailed them in the backfield instead of for a short gain. You know what I mean? I mean, we stopped them.
It happened one play, though, right?
I thought it was more than that. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the game, but I don't rewatch losses.
We had too many missed tackles last game. Endringer had 2 great 4th down stops, but I seen on the statistics, he had the most missed tackles, and that surprised me. He had so many missed tackles during the game. Yeah, we can't. But I don't think Wisconsin has as many make something out of nothing quarterbacks. Do they, Jason? Does any of their quarterbacks run very well? Or
no? Billy Edwards is the only one that can run.
I like them quarterbacks that make nothing out of nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just disagree.
Yeah, like Gronowski. But if he hadn't, oh my God, if he hadn't, I wish he would have not run and for that touchdown. I wish he.
But I mean, to me, it's pretty impressive if what you guys say is true. I don't remember all these missed tackles. They still only gave up 13 points to Indiana, and we're supposed to be missing all these points. Now, we did miss the tackle at the very end of the game that cost us.
You mean the one that went for the touchdown?
Yeah, that was a missed tackle, but that was a hard play. And I think he thought the ball was going he just went to the receiver at a different angle. I think he took a wrong angle. I think he was confused about what happened. I don't think he realized it was just a slant. Tackle the son of a bee. Yeah. But
I think the explanation I heard is that everybody was blitzing the quarterback, and I think who was it? TJ Hall.
What they call
out there in no man's land by himself.
No, it was Deshaun Lee.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Lee is playing man to man. He knows he's on an island. It's a blitz, but he doesn't know if the guy's going to go to the outside shoulder or the inside. And he did the slant, which is the hardest thing to cover on short yardage. And
well, yeah, but it wasn't short yardage. That's the thing. If he tackles him on the slant, it's 4th down.
Yeah,
that's all he had to do.
It's like, how come that defensive back for Michigan State didn't stop Marvin McNutt? Because it's tough. It's Marvin McNutt, the touchdown pass at Michigan State.
Yeah, he only had to go a couple of yards and he slanted into.
I know that, but it's tough.
None of this is making any sense. No.
Yes, it does. It's the same. It's the same pattern.
It's not even close. As a corner, you're on an island. Guess what? If he cuts in, it's a slant. If he does an out route, it's an out route. No, he just took a bad angle. It was an all-out blitz. You knew the ball was coming out fast. The only thing I would have changed on the play I would have bumped and run. I would have pressed the receiver because that ball had to come out fast. Lee would have been on him right at the very beginning instead of playing off. Coaches had him playing off because he was supposed to just let him catch it and tackle him. Then it would have been 4th down and 4, 4th down and 5, whatever. But if they pressed him, the receiver wouldn't have been that free to run that route. So that would be the only thing I would change on it because the blitz worked. They got to him. But with the corner playing off, it turned into flag football because it was one-on-one in the open field.
Guys, we're going to take a break right here. Yeah, we're going to take a break here and do a commercial. If you have to go potty, now's the time. We are back. All righty. I started the wrong commercial. I started the old one.
Oh, it was nice music, so.
It was better than that. It was better than the heavy metal one you had. This music was relaxing.
Oh,
God, put me to sleep almost.
We got 24 minutes left. Let's rock and roll.
Okay. We're going to spend some of the last 10 or 15 minutes doing our picks.
Yep.
Okay. And
we'll just keep moving the show along. We'll get there when we get there. Maybe we won't even be on it now.
One thing I want to point out,
mm-hmm.
The offensive line coach for Minnesota moved on to Indiana. For Wisconsin, moved on to Indiana. The PFF score for Iowa's offensive line is over 25 points higher than Wisconsin's offensive line. That might be why we're averaging like 1.7 yards a carry more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Our lowest PFF score in the offensive line is 81.
Yeah.
For Logan Jones.
Yeah.
All-American center.
So you're saying the offensive coordinator went from Indiana to Wisconsin?
No, the line coach went to Indiana.
The line coach. Oh, the line coach. Okay.
He was a very famous line coach at Wisconsin, and I think he took the Wisconsin center with him that starts for Indiana. But that was so interesting to see. The highest Wisconsin offensive lineman score is like 64 or something, that's an average college football player.
The O-line keeps doing what they're doing. They're going to get the Joe Moore Award this year again.
Well, they're so far ahead of everybody, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Everybody's
when was the last time they got
offensive line?
When was the last time they got the Joe Moore Award?
When Brian Ferentz was offensive line coach to the 2015.
I thought it was 2016.
The undefeated team, the 12-0 team.
Oh, that was 2015, but I thought they won it in 2016.
Well, they give it after the first of the year, so it'll say 2016. But.
Oh, no, I know, but I was talking about the 2016 season. I thought that was the only positive we had that year. But maybe it was 2015. Because 2016 was another one of those letdown years.
Yeah, but we had a winning season, didn't we, in 2016?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a losing one since 20.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, we had a winning season.
Yeah, we haven't won less than 8 games since 2014. But remember, Iowa was ranked in the top 10 coming into 2016. They had everybody coming back. It was one of those years again, like last year's defense, where they had so many people coming back in 2016. It was supposed to be one of those great seasons, and it turned out we only won 8 games, I think.
Yeah.
8.
One thing I'd like to say about playing the game Saturday, and Kirk touched on it. You're going to get Wisconsin's best shot. This is a rivalry game at Wisconsin. They're going to give you a hell of an effort. They've been doing 42 push-ups all off season. And don't be going in there thinking, maybe we will win by a couple of touchdowns. Not saying that, but I'm just saying it's going to be a tough game. Don't be thinking, we're going to win easy. Nothing.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
I don't know.
It's going to be close because it's at Wisconsin. Like you said, they've had this game circled for a while now, and they've been in the preseason. They were doing 42 push-ups to remind them about last year's score. You know what?
There's only one thing. If it's during the day, I'm not worried at all. Is the game at night?
It's at night.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Of course it is. Why the hell do they?
Fox Sports Network.
I think Iowa's going to get the award for most night games this year, not on the West Coast.
Yeah, don't even talk about the Penn State game to me. Don't want to talk about it. Talk about it. Stupid peacock.
Yeah. Well, not
it's
little off
at
subject.
Night. I was just going to say at Camp Randall at night. That sucks. I don't want.
Time.
Yeah, that takes the game to a whole new level for Wisconsin. It's kind of like coming to Kinnick at night.
Yeah, because all those drunk, crazy Wisconsin fans are going to be even more inebriated.
Those beer cheese eating.
Well,
When they do the jump around, I want them to jump right out of the stands.
but there's good news.
What?
Alvarez, Bielema, nor Christ are coaching the Badgers. So
I mean, that is good news. I'm not gonna
yes.
lie, but still.
But anyway,
Okay. Alrighty. So, little off topic. I was gonna say the women's basketball times and stuff with the men's as actually times and dates came out and TV channels, and I'm a little miffed that the women are still on BTN Plus. Now I get BTN Plus, so I can still watch the games, but the ones that show up on ESPN Plus, I'm not happy about. And the Orlando, Florida games that were there in Orlando, those are going to be on some crazy streaming channel that you got to pay $1 million to watch.
The Flow channel or whatever. So
yeah,
whatever.
I'm so tired of them. I want to tell Jan Jensen personally to quit going to those tournaments. Go to tournaments that ESPN or somebody will cover.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. I'll watch them regardless.
I just don't like if I miss a football game, that's a big deal.
I have to do Flow Sports every year. Like I got to do it for women's basketball, softball. I don't have to do it for baseball anymore. Baseball is usually on BTN or BTN Plus, something like that. They don't usually go to Flow or anything like that.
But for softball does, though.
Yeah, for softball tournaments down south, I have to.
Okay, guys.
I forgot something that we did play an 18-inning game against Missouri in baseball the other day, and we beat them like 15-7.
I didn't even realize that we were playing baseball.
18-inning game. So
as long as we beat them, who cares how long it takes? Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to give you guys each one little to give a little bit of nugget about Wisconsin that I mean, actually you kind of already did, Calvin, talking about the push-ups and how it won't be easy. Jason, give your little take on Wisconsin right now and the game, and then we're going to move into our picks.
Well, like you kind of brought it up, I think the passing game is going to be huge. Passing on first down is going to be huge. But I think Iowa's offensive line will be able to take over once they get the linebackers to worry about the pass behind them and stuff. I really think if Gronk plays, that there's going to be a lot of play action passing, more passing from the pocket, maybe some rollout game, right? He won't be running no quarterback power anymore. But I think it'll be good for him. I mean, it'll be really good for him, I think. He doesn't have to do quarterback power. He was really starting to figure out the offense as far as throwing the ball, but they still going to have to do bootlegs and stuff, get him outside the pocket because he's really good throwing on the run. And he's really good at just avoiding people and getting outside the pocket. But I don't think we see much. I don't think we see much quarterback power with him if he plays. And you won't see it at all with Brown. You might see it with Teklinski. He's just a little scat back, though. I mean, he's just so little. I don't know. But he does run well. A little bit. But he does run. He runs better than Gronk.
Yeah. I mean, if Gronk starts to be ineffective, do we pull him out early in the game and go to either Brown or Hedlinski?
I think it will depend on the defense for Iowa. If we're shutting him out, no, they're going to let him try to figure it out. But obviously, if it goes into the second half, they won't bring him back in the second half if it's 0-0. But if we can't stop Wisconsin, it'll put more pressure on the coaches to try something different. But I think he will be effective.
I think if Gronk starts, the only way he comes out of the game is if he is physically impaired. He's our starting quarterback. They're not going to take him out.
I mean, I disagree with that take, but if he's struggling at 0-0 at the half or 14-0 Wisconsin, something like that, I don't think we see Gronk in the second half because they're going to look at him, figure out what's going on. Because if we're shut out by Wisconsin, that means Gronk is struggling. And they'll try to figure something else out at halftime. But I don't there's no reason for him to be struggling throwing the football if they give him a clean pocket. Give him some bootlegs, some play action passes, and that will open up the running game. And have an X back, I really hope he's healthy enough to play the whole game. And Moulton is really good. He showed last week he can really go, right? So I think they're set. I don't like having. I really hope we don't have to resort to 25. He's just so little. He's a Wadley wannabe, but he just doesn't have Wadley's moves yet.
McLean, you're talking about.
Yeah, I always forget his name. I just don't like seeing him out there unless he's playing wide receiver. Like I don't
want to see him pass blocking.
No.
He's 5'11", weighs 205. He's big enough in my book. He just does not. He's got to learn pass pro.
There is no way that little dude is 200 pounds. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, all I'm gonna say is, at 5'11", he's a big guy to me because I will be looking up at him all 6 inches that I'm shorter than he is. I'm probably up to his shoulder. I'm probably up to his shoulders, maybe.
There's absolutely no way he's that big.
He is.
Yeah, guys, did you see the latest Big Ten power rankings this week?
Yes, I did. Iowa number 9 and Penn State number 10. How you like that?
Well, the one I saw, Penn State, was number 18.
That was a joke.
That was a joke?
Yeah. But today I seen it. They came out and Penn State had dropped to 10th, which kind of surprised me that they dropped that far in the Big Ten.
Well, they're already 0-2 in the Big Ten, right?
The power ratings don't mean a damn thing anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they've got 2 losses in the Big Ten, I think.
Yeah.
He is. It says he's 203. But God, he gets tackled so
I know how
for being that big. Yeah. For being that big, he goes down way too easy. I don't
know about that.
All right, guys, let's go through.
He goes down with one finger tackles.
Let's go through these games real quick so we get them down on paper.
Okay.
And so I got South Carolina at LSU. I took LSU. Kelvin, give me yours.
It's at LSU. I'm taking LSU.
Yeah.
LSU.
Okay. Guys, and then if we got a couple of minutes at the end, I'll tell you how we did last week. Okay.
We'll have time.
Yeah. Ohio State at Illinois. I took Ohio State.
Best team in the country, Ohio State, it looks like. Them or Miami. I'll take
They're
Ohio
number 1
State.
now, right?
I had Ohio State winning the national title again this year, so I'm going to Ohio State. I had them running the table beginning of the year. I'm not changing.
Okay. All right, guys, here's one. Alabama at Missouri. Missouri's like number 14 in the ranking, which has shocked me because I remember a certain someone named Vandy telling me that Missouri was going to be dog crap this year.
He also said BYU was going to suck because their quarterback transferred to Tulane.
But
Vandy said a lot of things.
Vandy was right on a lot of shit too. So I don't want to pile on Vandy, But
Vandy's here. He's watching.
But Bama.
This is a tough game to pick. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, I mean, I think Vandy got it right. I don't think it's close. I think Bama's got some things figured out. I think they roll. I don't think Missouri can do a lot against Alabama's defense. But
and what did you pick, Kelvin?
I'm gonna stick with Bama and that wide receiver named Caden Proctor.
Okay. I took Missouri, actually, guys.
Wait, hold on. Did you see the play yet, Dean?
I have not seen it, but if we had it here, I'd play it. Vandy, can you give me the play and run it for us real quick?
How have you not? He's ran from the fullback spot last week. You should have seen him get the first down on like 4th and 2 or whatever.
That was intentional?
Yes. And then he got a wide receiver screen out on the game before. They're trying to get Caden the ball.
Well, I got to give Proctor credit. He was kind of a fat, lazy guy in high school, but just tremendous. He's a tremendous prospect, But I gotta give him credit. He's went from about 385 to 350. He's in shape now. So.
All right. Vandy says the worst thing that could happen to Iowa was Penn State getting beat. Now we're getting an angry Penn State team. I don't think they can afford to be angry right now because they've got to get ready for the game they got in front of them before they worry about Iowa.
It is the worst thing that could happen to Iowa. Now they're on frickin' Peacock. They were going to be on CBS at 2:30. And I was going to sit and watch it without strangers yelling stupid things in a bar.
Yeah. Vandy says, yes, he took a handoff against Vandy. He picked it up about 4 yards on the carry. Okay. Alrighty. Going down the line. Oh, I picked Missouri. Okay. Indiana and Oregon. I stuck with Oregon on this until Oregon gets beat. I'm not, Indiana looks pretty solid, but
Oregon big.
It's going to be a good game.
Oregon big in Oregon. In Oregon.
Oh, it's Oregon. Yeah, I'm going to roll with Oregon.
I love my Oregon.
All right, the Red River Shootout. Oklahoma at Texas. I took OU.
I'm taking Texas.
I mean, I'm going to take Texas, but only because Oklahoma's quarterback's out. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, too.
Bench Manning.
I just read an article today. He did have surgery on his hand, but he plans on playing.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's been a disappointment. Oh,
I don't know if I don't think he can do much. Like, he's not going to be himself having surgery. So, I mean, if he does, I just don't see him playing the whole game. But if he does play, I'll choose Oklahoma. You guys are saying he's playing? Because I would pick Oklahoma if he's actually playing. But
Vandy's backing me up on this. He said that he is playing.
Yeah,
Oklahoma. He's got Oklahoma. He says also Oregon. However, if that game were past Saturday, I would have picked Indiana this week. Okay. All righty. Next game, Iowa State at Colorado.
Yes, I took Texas.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, I will send these picks again to Paul and have Paul sometime when he gets free time before Thursday.
I'm just trying to give my picks quickly.
Yeah. Thank you. Iowa State at Colorado. I took Iowa State. I think
I'm going to take Iowa State because they're the only football team on the field that day.
Colorado's not?
Have you watched Colorado play this year? Deion Sanders is not a good coach. Go ahead. Go to Jason.
Jason, go ahead.
Iowa State has lost both corners. And it looked like it last week. They've lost a linebacker. Like, their defense is so beat up and with Sauter as as Colorado's quarterback, he's pretty good. They're not running the right system for him, but his receivers have got to be better than Iowa State's backups. Like, I'm dead serious that with all Iowa State's injuries, I'm going to roll with Colorado and just root for Iowa State. I'm not going to root for Colorado, but
you know what?
I'm going to pick them because I'm picking Colorado strictly because of injuries to Iowa State.
Yeah. Okay.
They got their third string kicker. There's 2 starting corners were out last week. Starting linebackers out. I mean,
that's why Cincinnati was able to beat them.
Campbell is great. Campbell is greater than Sanders.
Well, yeah, but who knows about the talent? Last week, a huge part of why Cincinnati I'll go quickly. But last week, a huge reason why Cincinnati was able to run the ball was because they were using their safeties to help the corners. Like, if they don't have faith in their corners to do their job and they're using safeties to help over the top, they're not going to be able to stop Colorado either. So I'm going to go Colorado. Okay. They don't trust their safeties.
Yeah.
Right.
And I took
for the 5th time he's going with Colorado. Next game.
Okay, so I took Colorado again. I switched my vote to Colorado. Okay, Vandy says he's taking Colorado. They will be highly emotional for supporting Coach Prime after his 4-hour surgery today. There you go. You said he's a bad coach. He's probably not on the sideline Saturday.
I know he sure was limping on his diabetic foot.
Okay, Michigan at USC. Michigan has impressed me. They're better than I thought they would be, but I'm going with USC because it's at the Coliseum.
I'm going to USC.
I'm going Michigan.
Go ahead, Dean.
Okay. UCLA at Michigan State. I know that UCLA is coming off a huge win, but I think Michigan State's better, so I took Michigan State.
Can we please get UCLA off our picks? I'll go with Michigan State. Every week we have UCLA's game for some reason.
Yeah, we all lost it.
State.
We all lost UCLA game last week. We all picked against them, and we lost.
I know, but they don't have to be on our schedule every freaking week.
I mean, if Nico plays as good as he did, they can beat Michigan State. But I'm going to go with Michigan State. I mean, they got to travel from California to the Midwest. So, what time's the game? That would be interesting.
It's at night. I think it's like 6 o'clock.
That's only 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's only 4 o'clock their time. That ain't a big deal. So,
I want to know who's winning the Rutgers Washington
I mean 6
game.
o'clock here. 6 o'clock here. 5 or 6 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to go back and verify that.
I'm going to go with Michigan State because I got to see 2 games in a row out of Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin, who did you pick? I missed it.
Michigan State.
Okay.
Against that unmentionable team.
Okay. Nebraska at Maryland. And Maryland's looking pretty good, except they did lose. Who did they lose to this week?
They lost to Washington. They were way ahead. And Washington came back.
You know what? They were so far ahead that I wrote that down as a win for us.
Good. My record stands.
Okay. Nico having a good game wasn't Nico. That was more about Penn State defense not showing up. Give me Sparty.
Well, okay. I mean, that's what I'm looking to see, Vandy. I'm on the same page with you there, Vandy. So that's what I'm waiting to see.
All right. I took Nebraska in this game. I don't, until Maryland proves otherwise, I don't think they're that great yet.
I'm going to take Nebraska. I'm going to take Nebraska.
I'm going to go with Maryland. I think they probably learned something last week.
Okay, finally, Iowa at Wisconsin. I took Iowa, obviously, and I said it's going to be a close game. I got us 24-13, 11-point victory.
Okay, I'm gonna take my Iowa Hawkeyes. I haven't even thought about a score, but I go 27-12. You know, and the most important thing isn't talking points. It isn't, do we run an air raid? Or do we do this? Or do we do that? The most important things are turnovers, penalties, blocking, and tackling.
And special teams.
And Iowa will be better in all of them. I'm not real confident in special teams, but I think Iowa wins 27-12, I guess I said.
Don't you think it's time for the special teams to show up? They'll show up this week. I promise you, they'll show up.
They'll be there. Yeah.
I got Iowa winning 31-14.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Because you know if that's true, I'm going to be sitting relaxing, drinking my soda, enjoying the game.
Yeah, right. But that's only if Gronk plays, and I'm going with Gronk playing. I'm going to manifest it. I'm not going to think of any other thing. So if Gronk plays and they do what I think they're going to do with Gronk, throw the ball, roll him out, get him outside the pocket and stuff. Don't run quarterback power or anything like that. And I think Iowa moves. I think he opens up the running game with the passing game this week.
That was a nice short pick, Jason.
I don't have those. That happens very rarely.
I know you don't have them. If Hecklinski starts, I'm going 58-0 Iowa.
Philip is kind of right in this one. I'm going with Maryland, but Philip is on to something with that. It's not September anymore. Loxley.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Okay, and I like what Vandy says. This is a game I initially picked Wisconsin. Yes, he did, and he told us that forever. Given that they have lost their QB and had several injuries, I think Iowa wins now.
Instead of a drive for 325, It's a drive for 4 wins. I love Vandy.
Okay.
Anyway, can you tell us what our records were last week, Dean, before we go?
Yes, I'm going to right now.
Okay.
I had to adjust it because I gave us all a win on the Washington game. Washington, Maryland game. I had to go back and fix that.
Because I think we picked Washington. Go ahead.
We did, but that's right. Washington won, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Iowa. Philip says Iowa 8, Wisconsin 6. There is 4 field goals and a safety to win.
No, they're going to miss. Iowa's going to miss
2 field goals and a safety. That's 2. Oh, he probably means them have a 4 field goals. God, that would be awful offense, wouldn't it? If we only. God, that remind me of the Penn State 6-4 win. Remember the Penn State 6-4 win?
As long as we win, I don't care.
Okay, here we go. Paul was our big winner at 8-2 last week.
Oh, no wonder he didn't show up.
The rest of us were 7-3. We all lost basically the same games, or won the same game. We all lost Iowa State. We all lost Vandy. No,
Penn
2 of us
State.
lost Vandy. 2 of us won that one. We all lost Louisville. But we all got Michigan right, Ohio State right.
We missed Penn State.
Nebraska right.
We missed the Penn State game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember thinking, and I literally said, what time was that game as well? Because Penn State had to go all the way out west. So
guys, I got news for you.
UCLA.
For you guys telling me that I'm always picking UCLA on our schedule, UCLA and Penn State wasn't on the schedule because I figured Penn State was going to do them in. I tried to get games that I think could go either way.
Yeah,
and I did not count on UCLA doing what they did.
It's like this week you got UCLA on our schedule again. And I'm sitting there thinking, Rutgers and Washington could be an interesting game. And I didn't even get to pick.
Yeah. Can I tell you a little secret? Before UCLA joined,
you can tell me a big secret, Dean.
Yeah. No, before UCLA joined the Big Ten, they were my favorite Pac-12 team because I always enjoyed watching them. But that's back when they were good and could score points at will.
I was always a big USC fan when I was a kid because Iowa was terrible. So my mother was from Nebraska, so I rooted for Nebraska. And then I loved the USC fight song and the horse, so I picked USC. So that's enough. That's my big secret.
Yeah. So I got, I'm preparing, guys, before we leave. I am preparing to do in about 2 weeks 3 shows besides our football shows. One is going to be a wrestling preview with Jared. One's going to be women's basketball preview show with Molly. And with the men's basketball preview, which I've asked a guy to come on for me. He's done the men's basketballs with me before, but I have to work around his schedule. He's a very, very busy man who has season tickets to the game. And so hopefully he will be joining me, or I'm going to be reaching out to you guys to help me on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to do the previews on those, and I think they're going to be good shows. I don't know how long they'll be, but I just think it's going to be interesting. So I'll be looking for that in about 2 weeks.
I was looking at the men and the women's basketball. The women are picked like 6th in the Big Ten. They'll announce that tomorrow. And the men are like 8th or 9th, in the Big Ten. It's unbelievable how much talent and depth there is in women's basketball in the Big Ten now. It's like, if you guys do a women's preview show, please delve into all the transfers and recruits that Nebraska, Indiana, Illinois got a hell of a roster. Delve into them, the other teams' rosters. It's ridiculous. Maryland.
And now we got to deal with USC and UCLA.
Well, we did last year.
I know, but I'm saying we were 1-1 against them last year. Should have been 2-0.
The men have the best point guard in the Big Ten. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, that was in my news.
First team.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny. I watched Tom Kakert and Matt Randazzo this morning. They were talking about Tom's going to media days the next 2 days in Chicago. And he says, it's so funny, the men will probably be like 9th in the Big Ten or something. But the same roster, if it had been at Drake, stayed at Drake, and if they'd have added the transfer of Alvaro and Hawson and these freshman recruits, he said, that Ben's team would have been top 15 in the country. But they're in the Big Ten, so they're going to be top 9 in the Big Ten. It's like
I can't wait to talk women's basketball. Philip says Juju Watkins is out for the season. I knew that, but also the coach knew that, and they went out and they signed themselves a really, really good point guard to replace her for the season. I can't remember the girl's name, but I'll have that girl's name when we do our show in 2 weeks.
Did you know Juju will probably never play college basketball again?
Why do you say that?
Because she's a year older. She's a year older than most kids in her class, and she'll be old enough for the WNBA draft after this year.
But this is her sophomore year or junior year?
This will be her junior year.
This is her junior year.
Okay, so she'll be 22 and she can go in the draft after this year.
Yeah, she's already said that she doesn't want to. She didn't want to play basketball last year, college. She was done with college. She wants to go.
And I gotta give credit to Tom Kakert saying that on a podcast. I didn't dream it up myself. So
yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Final comment of the night. Vandy says it still isn't the SEC. The SEC women's basketball is elite and brutal. Yes, we know that LSU and South Carolina are blue bloods.
You got the top of but LSU isn't what they were. Yeah, you got South Carolina. But LSU got knocked out a year. Did any SEC team besides South Carolina make the Elite Eight?
Vandy will tell us.
Who from the Big Ten made the Elite Eight last year?
Yeah. Actually, Philip makes a good point. Juju can make more money in college. She should stay all 4 years.
She could if she wants to.
He makes a good point, though. Think about that.
No, right. She could, but she doesn't care because she's already making enough. She doesn't like college basketball for whatever reason.
So she's like Paige Beckers and
she's like
Caitlin has all these endorsements already.
She was in State Farm commercials last year as a sophomore, a year or two before Caitlin ever was. So
I saw that. I've seen with the Juju. Yeah, I've seen her commercials.
And if Vandy's listening, I picked Vanderbilt last year against Alabama in honor of my friend Vandy. Cost me a game, but
yeah.
No, I really did think Vandy would upset him. I really did, But anyway.
All right, guys, I got to end this because I do have a baseball game to go to. I got a grandson who's hitting the ball very well right now, and I want to see him hit a home run or something today.
Is his name Ohtani?
Go Cubs.
No. But, one day he might go for the Dodgers and pitch for the Dodgers and hit home runs. You never know.
Tell him to send some of that Dodger money to the Swarm.
Yeah. Guys, it's been fun. It was a pleasure, and we had a little controversy, and I always love a little controversy on this show.
We had controversy?
Well, with Jason and you disagreeing.
I didn't know we disagreed that much. But
Dean, all you have to say is, with Jason. All you have to say.
I was just trying to be proactive to keep the picks going, and replace Paul's sense of humor because we don't have any funny people except Paul. So
our parting comments. Vandy says SEC had 4 teams in Elite Eight: South Carolina, LSU, Ole Miss, and Alabama.
The SEC is very good in all sports.
They are. They got significantly more
Alabama,
money down there.
I remember seeing Alabama lose. I'll have to look that up just to verify, but okay.
I seen an Oklahoma team bury my Hawkeyes, Oh my God. So
yeah, they made it to the Sweet 16 and they didn't make it further then, huh?
I don't know, but they made it farther than my Hawkeyes did. So.
Of course. But we were beat by a former Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yes, my favorite Hawkeyes, though.
Yeah.
Your favorite? Cool. Good to
I've
know.
always loved Jenny Lillis, so.
Okay.
And then they lost in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Sucked. I was rooting for
Yeah.
Oklahoma after that game, actually.
Yeah,
But
we just didn't have an answer for their size and their speed, their athleticism.
They outplayed us in every. They had better defense. They broke the press better than we did. We had a problem with the press the whole freaking year. You know, they played Bluter ball. We didn't. So.
Okay. Well, hopefully with chit chat at the point, we'll be able to do the press a little bit. So,
all righty.
okay, guys,
You're
let's
late,
get out of
Dean.
here.
Yeah.
I'm going to a baseball
Bye,
game.
go
Bye,
Hawks.
everybody. Thanks for
See you
watching.
Sunday night.
See you Sunday night when we review the game.